Hi, wanted to share with you a combination of information I gleaned from students recently when I asked them to post to discussion boards on my online classes and asked them to answer the question, what is your story? Which is actually pretty encompassing. And one of the things I asked them is to share their guilty pleasure with me. When I'm done with that, I want to combine that with some facts that kind of buttress what's going on nowadays with social media. First off, here's a few of my students' responses, and this was in the summer of 2024, by the way. One student says, I've taken many online courses before. I think my favorite form of mass media is, unfortunately, social media and other online platforms such as YouTube. My guilty pleasure is viewing the comments section of posts on Instagram related to basketball. Here's another one. My favorite form of mass media is social media, because I feel that there is a wider range of opinions and less bias in the news there. My guilty pleasure is watching videos from YouTube channels such as Beta Squad because their videos are very interesting and enjoyable. Here's another one. My favorite media pleasure is scrolling through TikTok. I could easily spend hours watching videos that are entertaining but often meaningless, or scrolling through celebrities' pages just to see what they are up to. This form of media aligns with the online habits of people my age and gender, and most of my friends are also on TikTok. However, I feel guilty when I spend too much time on this app. Now, a few facts just to share with you. 10 years ago, the average person had 4 to 5 social media accounts. In 2024, the average person has 8 to 9 social media accounts. The average teen spends almost 5 hours, 4.8 hours a day on social media. At age 13, that number is 4.1 hours, and at age 17, you ready? That number is 5.8 hours per day. Besides sleeping, that's their second most important activity. And I can tell you, I've talked to plenty of parents who have told me that, sleeping is not number one. Their kids are taking their cell phones to bed and being active on social media even when they're supposedly sleeping. These are statistics from the Gallup survey, by the way. And also, according to Gallup, girls are on the internet 20% more than boys in terms of time. Some statistics that are pretty sobering. I've been in college higher education for 20 years now. I've also been a high school speech and debate coach for 13 years until I retired from that recently. And I can tell you that social media has had a horrific negative impact on lots and lots of students. I have personal experience with one. A young lady who came to our speech and debate program as a 9th grader. She had actually come back to this high school in Summit County after being homeschooled for a couple of years. And when she returned to the classroom in 9th grade, some of the earlier students that had bullied her in years past were among her classmates. And they resumed both regular bullying and also, sadly, cyberbullying of this young lady as she progressed through the 9th grade. By the spring of her 9th grade, a group of these kids, and they were all boys, decided that they just wanted to get rid of this young lady. And they actually opened up a GoFundMe account and told everybody in the school that they had begun this account to raise enough money to send this girl off to a private school. Obviously, when she heard and saw about this and looked at it in different social media platforms, she was just mortified. She was depressed beyond belief. A few days after this, she attempted suicide. Only through the grace of God and the intervention of her sister, who figured out what was going on, and a quick call to the paramedics, did this young lady survive this experience. Now, thank God, she got a lot of great help. She saw a counselor that provided her with some tools to overcome this. She ended up in a wonderful Christian support group at a local church in northern and central Summit County. And she not only survived this, but graduated from high school just fine, got a college degree just fine, got an advanced degree, and is working at a very good job today, about 6 or 7 years after all this happened. But the sad part about it is that the school district, which took very prompt action, suspended the kids, actually expelled the one that funded the account, said that in such situations, as many rules and regulations as they can lay down, they're actually powerless until after something happens. That's something to pray about, to think about, and to just ask yourselves, if something happened to my son or my daughter, would they come to me first? Would they go to friends that they may know at their church? Or might it put them on a horrific trajectory that could lead to something like a suicide attempt?